What's up, guys? Lindsey here. Got Batman versus Deathstroke, Part 1. Technically issue 30, but this is a whole new thing, Part 1. I was interested in this, face value, Deathstroke versus Batman. Gonna be good, right? But it's also a plus that this is written by Christopher Priest, which, you know, DNC has talked about him, about how after a period of time, he just kept getting offered to write black characters, and he was like, I'm a real writer. I actually am capable of writing not black people, and literally, for like a couple years, everyone was like, hey, stay in your lane, Blackie, and he was like, alright, I'm just gonna peace out till everybody comes to their senses. So I like a man with some principles. I don't know about his writing. I just don't know yet. It's only issue 1, so I'll tell you, this comic really just makes me want to finally get Injustice. Just like, I mean, even the first one I could probably get for like $5 and have... Okay. This was $4. I could probably get the first Injustice for PS3 for like $5. Which one do you think could be more fun? Damn. Okay, so let's get into this. Alright, I'll skip the first couple pages, but it has young Alfred and young Slade Wilson, and then it has a little bit of like, this is them younger, this is them now, and they're talking, and at first you might not know what they're talking about, but I can tell you this, I know what they're talking about. They're talking about European Premier League football. That's with an F-U-T-B-O-L, even though it is the English Premier League, blah blah blah. See, I keep up with the soccer a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I got the Bleacher Report app, got my NBA notifications, got my soccer notifications. I'm not like a super fan. I just like knowing a little bit about what's going on over there. So by the time the World Cup rolls around, I can be like, hey everybody, just want to let you know, I'm a little bit better than you. Okay? I just, even though I probably have that air about me anyway, just like, hey, I know a lot of these guys' names that you don't know. And I'll remember them after this World Cup is finished. So alright, let's get into it. When we get this, which it has, and Alfred and Slade, they sort of talk about football, and then they talk about their wards. They talk about, you know, how they're a little bit worried for each of their guys, you know. Proud not parents that they are. And we get this. We get one with Robin. We get one with Billy Wintergreen, which is Slade's... What is his son? His real son? I read like the 2 Deathstroke standalone series from like a long ass time ago, but I don't really remember a whole lot. So we see Robin. Looks as if he's being recorded from like a police investigation. He says, "Don't actually call him Dad, but I should." And he's talking about how he weaponizes mystique, which I like that line. It's just good. But then he has this thing where he says, there is a line, cross it, and he's coming for you. He's not a puzzle. He's an etch-a-sketch. You know, in my mind, I was like, did that, like, oh, super hot fire meme, where it's just like, I want to call a motherfucker an etch-a-sketch. Just imagine getting into a fight with somebody, and you just look at him and you go, bitch, you a etch-a-sketch. And it just, I feel like it would shut the whole damn thing down. So we see Gordon. He's got some papers. Looks like the Payday crew got into the vault. They've unlocked all the safety deposit boxes. And we see that he asked for the room to be cleared and Batman is there. And they're talking about coke. They're talking about cocaine. They're talking about coke. They're talking about cocaine. And I was like, okay, I guess Chris Priest, he knows about that yayo, dog. And they're like, Jules, bearer bonds, why does this concern me? The Batman. He's like, what earns the police commissioner's personal attention? He says, this. And it's a file with Batman's name on it, which is some super serious business. I mean, they got a label made. Can you imagine just being a real-life human and just getting a... Just imagine being a real-life human. Doesn't that suck? Just putting a file with a Batman on it. It's for you. Well, no, it's for the other Batman. And then we see some Asian gangsters in a van on the Gotham Expressway because the lockboxes and stuff belonged to a guy named Bernie Chua. Sort of a really good at crime guy. I don't want to call him a kingpin, because, I mean, that just makes everyone think of Marvel. But we see some guys on an expressway, and then Batman just flies in with this old school looking Batmobile. I'm into it. And then I don't understand the composition of what I'm looking at. Alright, this I understand. Batman on the road. Got it. Very familiar with that scene. And then we see this, like, single person roller coaster / arcade machine, and it's a laser, but I don't understand. I mean, ostensibly it came from the bad guys' van because they were hauling something in a little trailer, but it doesn't. It just is like appears. This janitor cart just sort of appears, and instead of cleaning supplies, it's just got a laser, which that's going to take care of the germs. I mean, straight up. It hits the Batmobile. Alfred, I'm on it. He hacks a little bit. He hacks it right back with his own bat laser, because you can't keep the Batman down. And there's money just flying everywhere, which, Bruce, I know you're loaded, but you gotta grab a couple of those for the little guys. You gotta grab a couple of those dank-ass dollar bills just floating around for the kids at home. It says, these diamonds belong to Bernie Chua. Now they belong to me. Batman didn't waste his time on the money, because he just stole a shitload of diamonds. I feel like Batman makes those kind of moves all the time, and then we just, like, forgive him for it. And it's, I mean, you know, his company makes money, but, you know, Batman's also spending a lot of that money on all sorts of stuff. So, yeah, he's got to steal a little once in a while. Come on. It says, which means Chua is going to kill you unless I stop him. Tell me about this envelope. And then he finds out that guy didn't know anything. You can't trust the cronies, you know what I'm saying? And then we find out what is inside the folder, which is some DNA printouts, and one is for Damien, and it says, like, subject B, blah, 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 and Batman's like, I know what my DNA looks like, which just reminds me of, like, I finished watching Arrow a couple of months ago, and there's this one episode where, Felicity, she's like, I know, I've seen your DNA enough times, Oliver, to know what it looks like, and, like, when I heard that line, I was like, the fuck, what? No. So, I feel like I believe Batman more than Felicity, but still it's a little bit silly. So the results are testing that someone else is Damien's father, and Alfred's like, what does this even matter? You did your own tests, you know? And he says, this is language, Alfred, someone's speaking to me, I need to decipher the message. So it's some sort of, he acts like it's like a riddle. Ooh, shit, getting into some rogues gallery now, but he acts like it's a riddle or something, or a test. But then the rest of the comic, he just is like, he could not be my son, even though it's like, yeah, he's your son, obviously, I know he sucks, but he's your son, and somebody just fakes some results to mess with you. Case closed, right? Is the case closed? Nah, but Batman, he starts getting irked. When we see this, the Billy Wintergreen stuff, and he looks like something. I think there's a Jawbreaker that looks like this, but I know that in the 90s there was like a guy who looked like this, but he was red. But I like what he says. Yeah, oh yeah. Slade is his father. Okay, yeah, because he calls him Pop. You don't just call anybody Pop. You don't just call a Coke Pop. You call it Coke. Real professional. Okay. He says, Deathstroke, the most ruthlessly efficient killer alive. Doesn't make him a bad person. Calling Pop evil asserts a moral point of view. You're entitled to do that, but it's almost beside the point. I mean, if Pop were a sous chef, he'd be the most ruthlessly efficient sous chef alive. It's just how he's wired. I like that. I like equating with, he's just going to be the best at whatever he is. And it just happens to be killing. So, you know, get over it. So Batman, he breaks into a building where he's looking for Bernie Chua. He chokes a guy out. That's going to be very important for everyone to remember. He chokes a guy. Batman's into a little choke play. That's what Batman's foreplay is. So he chokes a guy, and then he's at a building, and you see he calls him a decoy, and then we get into, oh man, wow, look at all these pages, and we're finally getting into the, like, the credits. Or the, damn it, I can't remember what this is called. Information page, whatever. So Deathstroke has a virtual wintergreen. So he has an AI thing in his suit. Where? Because it just looks like spandex to me, but you know what, Deathstroke, he's got a dope design. I mean, you can't argue. So he jumps off of, what is this? What is this building? Is this building designed like a bear trap? What the hell? So he jumps, he does some flipperoos. He jumps, because he sees a body. Batman's placed it there. Boom, hit him with the not today, Satan, on this Asian guy's body. And then we get this. They just leave the dead body there. Oh, well, no. Batman doesn't kill, so. Can you imagine waking up? Holy shit. You just got knocked out by Batman, you wake up. Your pants are probably soiled, and then you're like 100 feet up. You're gagged. Jesus. We see Batman getting his rocks off once again, doing a little choke action. You think he does that to Selena or Talia? If I ever see him choke out Damian, it's going to be real weird feelings, because I've already asserted that this is Batman's first base, is just choking a motherfucker. It just, ugh. Oh, God. I love it. Like, I feel like his dick is strapped down with all that gear, but if it wasn't, boom, that tent would be popping. So they choke they have like a full-on conversation. Bit old school. And they're just having just a regular conversation while Batman's choking him, which leads me to believe they've done this before. Or Deathstroke is like also seriously into choking, and his larynx has gotten so strong that I don't know. It just makes me think of like that episode of Family Guy where Quagmire and the gang, they want to kill his sister's like abusive husband. So the abusive husband chokes Quagmire, and then he's like, I choke myself every day, you fucking idiot. So I just feel like maybe it's just like an assassin thing, like just be like, you know, we're gonna practice our choke play so we don't get easily choked out. And if anybody has some weird sexual urges or, you know, gratification from it, you know, we're all the better. We can just choke each other a little bit after choke practice. I don't know. It's just, I'm at the point where I see someone getting choked. Oh God, what does that say about me? Subscribe if you want to choke me. Or get choked, but no, you know what, if I had to pick, I'd probably rather get choked than do the choking. I'm learning a lot. I'm learning a lot about myself. Jesus. Oh man, this is like, I'll look back on this and be like, oh, that's where it started. Or the police will look back on this video and be like, oh, that's why she with her belt. Okay. So they're choking each other, having a full-on conversation about, like, Damien could be your son. Don't you have any problem with that? And the bat glider comes out of nowhere as they're free-falling and choking the shit out of not each other. Because Deathstroke's the one getting choked. Okay, this video's gone on longer than I thought, because I've been on a huge choking tangent. So, they hit the glider, and then they fall into the water, which I gotta say, they were falling from a height. So, would the glider really actually break their fall? I feel like you could just not have the glider there. So they choke each other underwater. Because now they're underwater, I mean, the water could choke the Batman, but he just loves... He's so close to just fucking coming in his bat suit that he just... you gotta choke Deathstroke even more. So he asked Deathstroke about a box, and he says this like really dope quote. Oh, stop. Well, it doesn't start off dope. Oh, stop it, said Deathstroke. I have money. I sleep around. You have any idea how many of these I get every year? Tell you it was a very long time ago. I'm not the father of the child. And Batman is like, he could be. And Deathstroke just keeps responding, no, he's not. Somebody's playing you, dum-dum. And Batman threatens him. He's like, look, until I figure this out, you're not doing anything. You're not killing anybody. You're not doing a damn thing. And Deathstroke comes back with, You fight crime because I allow it. Robin breathes because I allow it. Don't confuse me with some lunatic who dresses like a penguin. Just let it go. Ignorance is bliss. Yes, it is, because truth is realizing that I enjoy choking the shit out of you. And my truth is, this is Deathstroke speaking now, my truth is I like getting choked by the Batman, so that's why I don't kill him. It's a lot of weird sexual games that we play. Yeah, so this comic's setting some stuff up, but I gotta tell you the premise, I could have easily, it could have just been something so simple if Deathstroke killed somebody and the Batman's like, hey, did you forget that that's not a thing I allow? But instead it's this weird like, oh, Damien couldn't be my son, even though he is so obviously his son. And it's just, I don't know. I'll get issue 2, but it just makes me want to play Injustice. It makes me want to get choked a little and play someone just... That's the ultimate right there.